I think Cadillac converters are pretty cool when they're on cars, not when they're in a tweaker's backpack.
Our favorite felon's back again.
I'm telling you this because I don't think you're a piece of shit, but I do think you're retarded.
Can we please say bring back public hangings?
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to is they all need to die.
Say hi to Eli. He's racially ambiguous, and Brandon, his hair is fabulous, and Donut, a dark joke disposition, and there's a fat electrician. Welcome to Unsubscribe.
Today's Unsubscribe episode is brought to you by Booking.com.
Booking.yeah. It's in the read.
From vacation rentals to hotels across the U.S., Booking.com has the ideal stay for anyone.
Even those who might seem impossible to please.
Whether you're booking for yourself,
Your partner,
Your sleep light rise early mom.
or your high-maintenance group chat.
you can find exactly what you're booking for at Booking.com.
Are we going to do a podcast?
We're doing a podcast?
Is that what we're here for?
I think
I thought this was a couch audition.
Well, we got a couch.
that's
Hell yeah, I knew I lubed up for a reason.
That's Patreon.
JD's here. He's oiled up, and we're ready.
Yeah.
Fuck this dude.
Don't worry, guys. I brought my nipples with me.
There we go.
Fen, censor those.
Blur out just the nipples though. Oh yeah, we gotta pop it.
Oh,
I got
yep.
you this to crack.
Oh, shit. I popped them. Yeah.
That's why I got you started, dog. 3, 2, 1.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Unsubscribed Podcast. I'm joined today by Eli Doubletap. Once again, JD Delay, Brandon Herrera, and myself, Donut Operator. We really appreciate you guys for being here.
This is actually my first time on a podcast with you.
It is. Last time you skirted out and I understood.
Yeah, I was just afraid to be seen on camera with
That's
you.
what I thought, man.
I
mean,
had to
you're-
wait until I was running for Congress again.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised that you're taking the risk of sitting next to me while running for an office.
I ain't worried about it, unless the felonies are going to rub off.
I mean,
It's like an osmosis thing.
it's a little like dandruff. They just get everywhere.
Our favorite felon's back again.
I really appreciate that. That's a friendly term. I barely qualify as a felon, bro.
Only 58.
58. Only 58.
Yeah, what's the number?
I haven't caught a felony in like 6 years.
Which is good.
It's pretty good. I feel
Baby
like.
steps.
Yeah, you know.
I haven't caught a felony in the last 6 years either.
Nice,
Hell yeah.
dog. Twinsies.
We have so much in common. The last 6 years, I don't think any of us caught felons.
That's great. You know, once you catch the first one anyway, it's like, okay, so the government just took away my inalienable God-given rights to be able to defend myself and my family, and I have to check that box forever. So, it's 1 or 58. It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's still the biggest surprise.
Kind of like
that
getting
number.
an STD.
Yeah.
Once you already-
It doesn't matter how many STDs you have. Once you get one, you're dirty inside. You're infected.
Brandon Herrera.
Felonies
After the
are
first
like
STD.
STDs.
After
Felonies,
the first one, does it really count?
felonies,
And you became
STDs,
a-
Pokemon.
After your first felony, you became a bug chaser.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck it.
Oh, those are the worst.
I like the ones that live under my skins.
Oh,
Man, how are you doing?
yeah. Welcome. What's up, buddy? It's been 6 months. It's been a while since you were on last.
Something like that. And I have been like just nonstop harassed about when are you going back on Unsub? When are you going back on? When they invite me, I was stoked they invited me once. And now you guys have allowed me to come back twice. So for everybody who's asked right now,
Yeah. Well, you were supposed to come back earlier, and we talked about it a little bit, but you had to put everything on hold for a little bit because you didn't know if you were going to jail or not again, or prison again.
yeah. So there was a almost 12-year-old charge. I had gotten a DUI for marijuana. And I didn't handle my probation correctly. Like I didn't handle it like an adult. I actually got almost immediately violated, but I moved to the state of Florida and it stewed for 10, 12 years, something like that.
This is a DUI from like 12 years ago.
Yeah, bro. Like it was at the end of 2013 when I caught it. It was the last thing that I had to do to make things right and to, fulfill my obligations. And so I hired an attorney and was like, how do we do this? Like, there's a way to avoid incarceration here, right? And he's like, well, with the prosecutor that you're going to have probably not. She's going to want you to do some time on this because it was a probation revoke. And, it was anything up to a year. So there was a year cap on it. And it was what I just needed to do to take account for the things that I had done in my past. It was the last thing that I needed to clean up. And so, I'm all about accountability these days. Accountability is like one of the most key things that has enabled me to become a better person, to have the life that I have today. So I just dealt with it head on and was ready to go in. The day that we walked into court on the way in, my attorney said, "You're ready to go to jail today?" And I said, "I'm ready to go. Let's do this." My wife was ready for me to go. We walk in there and he goes, "Hold on, that's a different prosecutor." And he walks up to him and talks to him for a minute and comes back and he goes, "You're never going to believe this, but that prosecutor actually knows you from your content. And he said putting you in jail would be a waste of time. And he wants to offer you community service." I think it also probably helped that I had like letters of recommendation from Chris Hansen, amazing dude, great friend. Rich's Angry Cops letter was actually the one that the judge read in the courtroom.
Nice, man.
Jelly Roll and Bunny wrote me a letter. Sheriffs from multiple different counties across the country.
Flexing on this
just like-
courtroom.
Is there a name down here you want to drop?
Yeah. Actually, speaking of things that dropped, I actually made you this, Cody, because you have incarcerated a lot of people, and I just wanted you to see what their girlfriends are, because I know a lot of them have given you shit. So just so you know, this is what a prison girlfriend is. It's called a fifi. It's actually a glove rolled up into a towel, and you would squirt lotion on the end of that, like inside a little bit. And that is the female companion of the people who gave you shit, resisted arrest, whatever the case may be. That's what they have to look forward to. I wanted you to just bask in that for a moment. Don't go in it.
It's
literally.
the unsub communal Fifi.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this on the unsub titties.
We'll
Take
put it
one
up in the
down,
background.
pass it
Put it in
around.
the background of the fucking
Oh yeah, that
podcast.
can be in the background. That's great.
I'll have to ask Tim about that, but
Motherfucker.
Oh, he's getting the titties out.
oh no,
Here we go.
we absolutely can't show those on camera.
There we go.
I just like it's a blurred out thing right now.
Oh my
A
God.
vote for Brandon is a vote for Fifi.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
What a
I
lovely
started
day.
this. I'm sorry, Brandon. I'm sorry.
I was just thinking about the poor bastards on the prison fucking laundry duty.
Is the tits in the white?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
There's no way that glove holds up.
No, it's in the shop.
I don't know. It depends on how gentle you are with it.
I don't plop them on the ground.
Jesus.
Bags of sand.
That noise. Yeah.
The plop, you would say?
Plop. As one would say.
This prosecutor was such a cool guy that he actually went harder for me when talking to the judge to recommend community service as opposed to incarceration, because it was ultimately up to the judge. He went harder for me than paid attorneys that I've paid in the past. It was really incredible. And one thing that he really wanted, he asked me specifically, was to continue to make content based upon what happens when you are accountable and you own your shit and you handle things head on. And that's something that's been so quintessential in my life that I was like, yeah, let's run that, bro. Especially if it means that I get to do community. So my life is community service. I do community service all the time. So
Be cool if they counted your videos as community service.
that would be sweet. I'm actually doing my community service through the Salvation Army. I have a buddy who works at the Salvation Army, and where I'm at, they do a lot of stuff for the homeless population and people that are struggling with substances. So we've been doing that, and he's great. He did like 10 years in the feds. He's like 6 inches taller than me. So big old swolled up cracker. And we've been doing community service together.
Well,
It's
JD, if no one knows you, why are you friends with us? Like, what is your background? Why
Hi, everybody.
why are you the coolest guy ever?
My name is JD. I was a career criminal and a drug addict for 20 years. I came to a point where I was granted the desperation to turn my life around by the Secret Service and the SWAT team in Florida for organized fraud and counterfeiting. I've done 39 months in state prison, and I ended up getting granted a second chance at life that I 100% did not deserve. I had not earned it, but it was grace that was given to me. And since then, I've become a recovery coach, a peer support recovery specialist, a smart recovery facilitator. I've started community outreach for distributing Narcan and for raising funds for mental health services for people in early recovery. And my life basically these days is based on trying to help other people get second chances and get the same type of grace and life that I have today.
It's not every day you see somebody who takes a second chance at life and takes it as seriously as you have. So that's fucking awesome.
Well, anytime you get a blessing, and this is from my personal experience, anytime that you get a blessing in life, the blessing comes with a responsibility inherently. And every time I've disrespected a blessing, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, slaps the shit out of me if I disrespect my blessings. And God got hands, bro. So I'm not trying to play around, man. And honestly, it's a huge honor to me to be allowed to go into like prisons today and to be able to speak to people that are incarcerated and give them a little bit of hope, because I never had that when I was in prison. We never had anybody who came in, and the classes that we had, nothing against the people who ran them, but it's people that have never struggled a day in their life the way that people in there that are doing time had. So it didn't hit the same when they would talk to us. But if someone like me had walked in and talked to me and told me, I don't have to do this, there's a better way, there's a better future, I think that it might have had a real actual effect. So
you mean that you look a little different than the typical prison counselor?
Well, I look a little different, but also there's something about people that have had extreme trauma or substance use issues or incarceration where we can hear shit from somebody who's been in the gutter or the prison yard or, been to the bottom in a way that we can't hear it from somebody who has the classical type of training. Like somebody can have every degree on their wall to give me necessary information to save my own life, and I won't hear it on the same level as I would from somebody who has, been there, gone to prison or, been desperate and, strung out on the streets. There's just something about it. And I'm not sure entirely what it is, but somebody who's lived that life and found a way out is what it took for me to be able to find my way out. I needed men to guide me who had been there. And so I get to do the same and turn around and do that for other people today.
Is that what you found? Like what really was it once you had that second chance? Like what really made you turn it around?
Man, to be honest with you, I was in a 6-man cell, and I was the 7th man. And I was like the token white dude on this unit. Everybody else was either Hispanic or Haitian. I was in a heavy Haitian unit. And one of the dudes in my cell, I'm sleeping in a boat on the floor. One of the dudes in my cell was a shot caller from the Zoe gang. And really cool dude, but me and him had some issues, and we were about to fight. And he looked at me, and instead of fighting me, he said, "Dude, where are you at with God?" And I said, "There's no fucking God, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Are we fighting or what's going on?" He goes, "No, man, let me talk to you." We talked all night long. And I grew up in a very church-driven household, but he presented things in a way that was non-intrusive and that made sense to me, and just sort of opened up a door for me. And I saw a life for myself and a possibility for myself that I hadn't seen before. And I woke up the next morning, and there was just a voice in my head that said, "Get up, you're going home today." I had like $56,000 bond at this point, and nobody wanted to really like put up money to bond out the dude who just got caught with an ID printer and printing out checks. I'm like the biggest flight risk. I'm already a fugitive in the state of Oregon with 10 years hanging over his head. So I didn't really think much of it, but I got on the phone, I called a bondsman, and like within 8 hours, I was walking out of the jail.
Oh shit.
And I went home and ended up getting raided by the SWAT team again. More charges. They had been investigating me for like a year. And
wait, hold on. So you got out of prison just for them as soon as you got home to raid you again? Like, what was the time lapse on that? Was it like right after?
Yeah, so it was jail, and I was just on bond, so I still had to face those charges. And so because I had stopped committing crimes, the investigation that they had been running on me, like I think they had been trying to stack as many charges on me as they could, is kind of my general understanding on it. And I'm not sure you being law enforcement, I don't know if that's something they actually do or if it was just the timing, but it seemed like they had been trying to stack charges on me. Since I was inactive, they started dropping indictments on me. Like I got 3 indictments within 3 months for old stuff after I actually stopped committing crimes. And they kept coming and looking for me and not catching me. But then I'd go and turn myself in. I'd hit up my bondsman, have them all ready to pay my bond as soon as I went in. So I had a judge that offered me treatment, and I really wanted to go to this treatment center. And this judge changed my life. His name's Judge Foxman. I appreciate you, dude. He saw something in me and gave me an opportunity to go to a treatment center. And he told me, if you go and make it through treatment, we'll figure all this other stuff out. But if you don't go to treatment or you buck treatment, I'm going to bury you under a prison. Do you understand me? And I was like, yeah, absolutely.
Brandon, do you need not...
One more time. You got this,
Brandon,
buddy.
can you... Brandon, do you
Almost there, bud.
Brandon, where do you store your firearms?
All over my house, in every fucking crevice.
Well, do I have the product for you, Nick? Show him.
Here, hand it to me, Brandon, so I can show you. Brandon, this is STOPBOX.
STOPBOX.
We love box.
You're selling me.
What's in the box?
You have to open it and find out.
All right, well, let's see if I can do this. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Oh, it
That
didn't
was
stop
easy.
you.
Can I hide my goop in that?
You can hide your goop in that, Cody. Cody, do you know why I love this thing?
Why?
Why?
Why, God, why?
Because you don't have to use keys.
Gun not included.
Cody, you've got multiple cats in your house, including Squirt, who's quite the scrapper. Would you want Squirt to have access to your firearms?
No, he's violent.
Well, then STOPBOX is the perfect product for you. No cat's getting inside that.
Or people without thumbs. The nice part is it is actually TSA compliant.
I didn't actually know that part until a couple months ago. That is actually really cool. You just put a little lock through there.
Exactly.
When you're checking a pistol or any gun, if there's a hole that a lock can go through on whatever you're checking your gun in, you have to put a lock through that. This has one hole, so you just need one lock, easily accessible once you land on the ground.
I know you're not normally a one-hole kind of guy, but this is definitely an exception to the rule.
And never worry about tariffs because everything is sourced right here in the USA.
Wait, what are tariffs?
Like, I'm pretty sure I shot a few of them.
For a limited time only, get 10% off your entire order if you use code unsubscribe at checkout.
And right now, if you buy one STOPBOX, you're going to get another STOPBOX free. So that's 10% off plus buy one, get one free when you use code unsub at checkout.
That's StopBoxUSA.com.
Discover a better way to balance security and readiness with StopBox.
StopBoxUSA.com. Use code unsubscribe.
So he gave me the opportunity, and then COVID hit. It gave me 20 months to be able to prove myself. By the time I went back in, I was a recovery coach, peer support recovery specialist, smart recovery facilitator. I had graduated that treatment center. I was a manager at that treatment center. I was a class facilitator at a outpatient facility, and I had just done some stuff to be able to show that I was serious about the changes I made in my life.
That sounds like a fucking awesome judge, man. That's the same.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I would tell someone if I was a judge. It's like, you fuck this up, you're going under, and you proved yourself to be like you turned your life around.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, it's funny because the other day I was in Florida, and you know who Sheriff Grady Judd is?
I know Judd.
Man. Yeah. So I was interviewing Sheriff Grady Judd, super cool guy. And we were talking about it because the media always likes to portray.
Pull him up.
The media always likes to get those clips where he's talking about shooting people dead and shit like that, which you pull a gun on the cops, bro, you should get murked. I'm sorry. Like, if you pull a gun on a police officer, I don't care if you're retarded or what you're going through. I don't care if you're underprivileged. You pull a gun on a cop, the cop has the right to defend himself. But those clips pop for the media, but they never show the other side of Judd, where he's talking about how he believes in recovery. He believes in pretrial diversion. He believes in second chances. So I thought it was really cool that I was able to sit down as somebody on a second chance and talk to him about all that stuff.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So that talk was really good with Judd.
Yeah, dude, he's a really good guy. He's a really cool dude.
Dude, he seems cool as shit.
Yeah.
I wanted to get him on Unsub.
Yep.
I have seen those clips do kind of fuck.
Dude, those clips are
it go-
sick as fuck, dude.
It goes hard. It's not just the normal like press conference, like, we're investigating such and such. There's a disturbance at 2 o'clock. It's like, motherfucker, I'm going to find you.
Yeah, he's like, you come to my county and you fuck up. You fucked up, buddy.
Yeah. And he takes it seriously. He has a responsibility to his constituents to keep a safe community and to do everything they can to make an environment that's conducive to law-abiding citizens, not these fucking criminals. And if the people that you elect are failing to do that, it's directly spitting in the faces of the people who put them in their position. And I live in a state where they do that. They bend over backwards and suck criminals off to protect them over protecting law-abiding citizens. And as an ex-criminal, you're never gonna like hug a thug your way into a situation where people aren't committing horrible crimes against law-abiding citizens.
That's
a good shirt.
Exactly.
It's not even just his constituents either, because there's his constituents. Yes, that's important, but also his officers, the people that are under him. Being under somebody like him has to be what it's like being under like General Mattis or something like that. They're just like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Top's got us covered.
Yeah.
Like, we're hell yeah.
Well, and I asked him specifically, I was like, do you think that you could do the same job that you do here in Polk County in a state like California or New York or Oregon? And he's like, absolutely not. No. 0.0% chance. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
They would have him
Dude,
executed.
it makes me think of the days when like my grandfather, he was a law enforcement officer for 35 years in small town Georgia. And it's like, if someone comes into your town and they fuck up, you beat the shit out of them. You take them to the edge of town. You say, don't come back to our town anymore. And that's how Judd, like, that's what that feels like to me, like actual law enforcement.
You know, my grandfather on my mom's side was a big old Irish cop, and sort of the same type of dude, cut from the same cloth. I was telling Judd that, and he's like, you would have made a great Polk County Sheriff's deputy if you hadn't got those felonies. I'm like, yeah.
Well, my grandfather also at the same time, like, you know, he'd drive you to the edge of town and throw you out if you're a piece of shit. But he would also be kind to you and be like, do you want a meal to eat? Like people that actually deserved it. He'd be like, do you want a meal to eat?
Like he wanted to serve and protect.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. But if you're a shitter, he would fucking take you to the edge of town.
Yeah.
But like if people were cool, like you, like he would take you down to the diner and he would give you a meal to eat.
That's funny though. You're like he said you would have made a great Polk County deputy, right?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, it would have been great if you didn't have a rap sheet longer than a fucking CVS receipt.
For real, bro. For real. And I actually got to do a TikTok trend with Sheriff Grady Judd, which was super cool. Yeah, he's got a media person who's really up on the trends. And like we did this trending song and like it's me and him shaking hands, smiling at each other really big. And like it popped off on our TikToks and a bunch of people called me a bootlicker and they were already trying to cancel me for my Florida Round and Find Out shirt. So they're like, look at this Nazi shaking hands with a Nazi. I'm like, yeah, you'd call him if somebody fucking looked at you wrong, though. If you lived in Polk County and somebody looked at your bitch ass wrong, you got 911 on speed dial, hoe ass bitch.
So look at this clear Nazi shaking hands with a local cop.
Clear Nazi. Both clear Nazis.
Law enforcement.
It's great. It still helped me sell more of those shirts. Thank you guys for canceling me and selling shitloads of shirts and getting me thousands more followers a day. Appreciate you. Pinkies up.
Every time you post it to your shitty little subreddits, we make more money. So it's pretty fucking cool.
Free advertising with your fucking self-righteous indignance.
Advertising expensive too, so you're saving lots of money.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know.
Lots of money when you do that.
My haters are my biggest fans and they make me money. I'm like, yes.
This is fantastic. When you go back to, as you said, it was, you wish you had individuals like yourself speaking when you were in prison because then you would actually connected with them because then I'm assuming it's kind of like the idea of doing therapy or group therapy with veterans that have been in the shit. You connect with them versus a random therapist or psychologist that you have no connection to. And it's like that human connection. Oh, you've experienced this. Okay, I want to listen to you. How did you get to where you are? Is that kind of the same thing? And then on top of that, are you seeing that when you go to these meetings and people get out after being in one of your classes, do you see that positive?
Well, look, man, relate it to this. If you go to the gym and you're trying to lose weight, are you going to go to somebody who's morbidly obese and ask him, hey, how do I lose weight? Or are you going to go to somebody who's fucking fit that used to be, you know, on the plus size and be like, hey man, can you just show me what you did? Cause I'm trying to do what you did every single time, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're skinny and you want to get like bigorexic, you're going to go to one of the big dudes and be like, hey man, how the fuck do I do that?
It's like you were where I am.
Yeah.
And I want to be where you are.
Exactly.
That's compare notes.
Exactly. So, you know, that's what it relates to me. And it's funny that you would ask about, you know, running into people that I used to teach classes to, because while I was in Florida just recently, man, I'm not gonna dox you, bro. But one of my guys that I had in my class for a good long while, he works for UPS, bro. And I got a package delivered to the Airbnb, and it was this dude. And as soon as I saw him, he was like, hey, JD. And I was like, what's up? Gave him a big hug. He's doing fucking incredible. He's like, the life is in his eyes. You know, I remember his first day coming in and he was head down and downtrodden and everything. And that means the entire fucking world to me. But when it comes to like guys who are able to go back into prison, I look at like dudes like my buddy Jelly Roll, Struggle Jennings, Waylon Jennings' grandson.
No, dropped it. Yeah. The name got dropped.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Well, here's the thing, bro, is that like they get access in ways that I can't. Like I get access. Well, so they don't want to let me back into prison to talk to people in very many places. I've been able to do it 7 or 8 times now, but like when I try to do it in Oregon, all I get is roadblocks. And it seems like this is where I come from, and I'm out here and I do this work. I literally fly across the country to go to prisons in Nashville and prisons in Arkansas and speak to men when they're at a low point, and I can offer them something that might help them change the trajectory of their life. And Oregon's like, no. And it's crazy to me. But, you know, Jelly, both times he's come through Oregon, has gone into my home institution, Oregon State Penitentiary, which is incredible. He's literally spoken to people that I know that I still am in contact with. You know, since 2006, I've known him, and I'm still in contact with him. He's still in there. He's on double life sentences for killing his uncle because his uncle was doing shady shit to his little sister. And he got to meet Jelly, and I'm like talking to him about it and shit. And it's fucking great, man. Like the dudes who are out there doing that type of work change lives in ways that I don't think we're ever going to see the end of, because it's like a ripple effect. It's like dropping water, you know, a drop into a still water. You change somebody's life for the better. They change somebody's life for the better. Those people change somebody's life for the better. And it multiplies. You never fully see the fruits of what some of these guys are out there doing. And they're doing it on a more mass scale than I'm able to, because I'm wee little fish, but eventually I'm hoping that I'll be able to get more access to be able to go in, because addressing these people, you know, a lot of these people grew up with really fucked up home lives. And you'll see people that come into prison. And one thing in prison is, at least where I was, and I know that cultures are different states, but, you know, table manners are pretty important. It's a respect thing. You know, don't fucking talk with your mouth full eating at the table, type of thing. But a lot of these people they never had parents teach them a literal fuck thing. So they're learning some of this shit for the first time in prison. So you have somebody who has that life experience, and then somebody who's been where they are comes in and talks to them and tells them, you don't have to do this forever. There's a way out. Let me explain some shit to you. And it just hits different.
And that's one thing I will say is that at least I know I've never met Jelly Roll or anything, but like I've seen him perform before. And that's one thing that like he'll stop and like pretty much every show, like offer that message of redemption.
Yeah.
And it's one of, you know, a lot of artists will do stuff like that, but for him, it's the first time I've ever listened to something like that. And I'm like, oh, this guy's 100% fucking genuine. Like it's just, this actually strikes me as something that's important to this guy.
More in person, so in person, dude. Like he's really about that shit. I like, my friend Struggle just got put on the board for Send Musicians to Prison, which is literally
terrible name, marketing wise. Just not the best name. Hey, you're going to prison, dog, to help others.
It's a little clunky. It's a little clunky. But
it sounds fucking funny though.
Yeah.
From a marketing arm, that's a very funny group name.
It's very straightforward. That's what they do. They send musicians into prison to go and just speak to these men, and a lot of them are dudes who come from rocky backgrounds and shit like that. So the fact that we have people out there actually actively doing that, and you have a lot of musicians that are, you know, volunteering to go and give their time to these people. I don't see, when I walk in there, I know that a lot of these people statistically are going to fail. The recidivism rates are fucking crazy, but not a single one of them has to. So when I walk in there, the first thing I do is I thank them for their time. I tell them, I know that it feels like you're drowning in time. All you have is time, but your time is still valuable because what you do right now is going to determine the trajectory of the rest of your life. And I want to thank you for your time because it's valuable. I don't see convicts and felons and fucking losers and degenerates here. I see the potential for future leaders of your community, leaders of your home, leaders that can go out there and make a difference in the world, but you have to choose that and you have to keep choosing it every single day. It's an active lifestyle to choose something different, and you're going to have to change everything that you've ever known, and it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be fucking worth it.
It's that proper reform.
And
proper reform through prison, because I think that's where your largest failure is coming from. It's like, hey, we're going to put everyone together, and then you're going to have your little race wars inside of prison.
Oh, they love that shit in there.
Yeah, and you're going to fight. You're going to do all of that. And then when you get out, hey, you have learned nothing. You haven't been educated. You're still, as you said, don't know how to have table manners. Mm-hmm. You're thrown right back in the world, and now you can't get a job on top of everything else. So failure versus true reform.
And if you reach one person, dude, if I fly from Oregon to fucking Arkansas and one person gets out and changes their fucking life, fucking win, bro.
I have a question I've never been able to ask, like a felon, someone who's been in prison before.
Do it.
How do you feel about prisons being private businesses?
I fucking hate that shit, bro.
Because the majority of prisons are private businesses, correct?
Yeah, well, so there's a lot of them that are. I don't know if it's the majority. I don't know what the statistic on that is. I know that there's I think 20% of them in the state of Florida. Prisons are private businesses. I haven't looked up the national averages or anything like that, but I don't like it because in the contracts that they have with the government gives them a percent that they're going to keep that prison full.
Yeah.
So it's, like hitting a fucking quota of people, and
put a monetary incentive on making sure people go to prison.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that that's really dangerous.
Or stay in prison or go back.
Yeah. And here's the thing is that I 1000% believe that if you are in prison and, you fucked up, you owe a debt to society, you're getting free room and board and food and, the shittiest healthcare you could possibly imagine. I do believe that inmates should have responsibilities. They should have to work. They should have to do things to give back to the community to earn their keep. However, there is a very prevalent slave labor industry that is, being run through prisons in every single state in this country. And
those are wild.
Yeah. So, states like Florida, they don't pay inmates anything. And they have literal contracts with companies where they will be making, clothes or whatever it is. In Oregon, they have a furniture shop at OSP. And then they have a Sprint or AT&T call center at Snake River. But at least out there, they pay you $3 a day, which for prison money, $3 a day, fuck yeah. But they're contracting each person out for, at minimum wage.
Oh, yeah.
To these companies.
Just really quick, private prison facilities house 18% of federal prisons, and then state is 7%.
Hey guys, you want to see something?
Not again.
Those are true classics.
Oh.
You want to touch it, Brandon? Cody, you want to touch it?
Oh.
Brandon?
Show you have a degree in HR, right?
That's right. Today's sponsor is True Classic. Cody, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a True Classic shirt right now. It fits really well around the arms and the chest. It makes you look bigger than you are.
Dude, Cody, you actually look jacked right now.
On a personal note, with my personal endorsement to True Classic, that's no shit, all the pants and the shirts that I wear. Like the undershirts, I always wear True Classic. The pants, always True Classic. They're stretchy. Beli's wearing True Classics right now.
A lot of shirts that you get just off the shelf like aren't really cut. They're just generic unisex stuff. They're not really cut to look good. True Classic stuff is actually tailored to fit the male form, which is, you know, actually helpful if you want to not look like a slob.
Peak male performance. But now imagine my dick, because that's where I'm wearing underwear.
Yeah.
Now imagine my dick. Eli Cuevas, 2025.
TrueClassic.com.
Use code UNSUB.
Now, we've been messing around with t-shirts and been in that industry for years now, and we can truly say that True Classic has some of the greatest material and greatest fitting that we've ever seen.
So forget overpriced designer brands. Skip the cheap throwaway stuff. True Classic is built for comfort, built to last, and built to give back.
You can even find them at Target or Costco, or you can go to trueclassic.com/unsub to try for yourself.
If you want to level up your clothes for the summer or coming into the fall weather, head over to trueclassic.com/unsub.
Okay.
So it's a drastic number.
It's actually
of private.
way less than I thought.
Yeah, I would figure 40%, but it's a lot less. But as you're saying, with that, you can turn into a indentured servitude, essentially, where you're like, hey, you don't get fucking paid, and we're going to keep you as long as possible.
I'm curious if there's ever been a court case about the constitutionality of that.
Dude, Tyler, what's his name, just did a video on it. He got ran out. He wasn't even allowed to stand outside the prison and do a video. It's a private prison, and he was just recording a video.
Oliveira?
Yes.
Oh, no shit.
And the sheriff, the local town cops showed up and like, hey, you got to leave. And he's like, wait, this is public land. You better leave. I'm going to ask you one more time. You need to leave. And he's like, I'm on public land. What the fuck are you talking about? And as he's talking, the prison is shuttling people in and out, not in the cattle cars, and they're having to sit down and squat, and they're not handcuffed or anything. And they're like, where are they taking those prisoners? And then they're wheeling them back in too. Like, don't just stop recording, stop recording. Cops made them leave, and then they escorted them out of town. And this is all the local town sheriffs and police officers escorted them out.
Wow. Where was this?
Tyler
Oliveira, something like that. But yeah, no, I like his stuff.
Dude, yeah, that video's fucking wild. And it is a massive video. And you see the corruption at that level. And that is, they go deep into it. And then he interviews prisoners at that one. And it was female and male prisoners. The females were like, yeah, we would have to be outside in the cold and doing gardening for just the local sheriff. Like, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's like a lot of the cop hate that I get, where it's like, oh, cops are fucking bad. They might see something like that, where it's like, maybe the sheriff, there's like a trickle down thing.
Those shitbags are bad.
Yeah, like those guys, like the prison's making money because it's a privatized prison, and then the sheriff's probably not helping out, arresting more people to fucking get them into that prison. But like you said, it's like 18%. But I get this shit all the time where it's like, oh, cops are fucking bad. It's like, nah, there's some fucking bad motherfuckers out there, but like not all cops are bad.
You just will not see headlines about the good ones. It's for anything.
Yeah.
The good ones will never make the headlines. The bad ones really fucking fast. All the headlines. It's like, see, all cops are pieces of shit. And you're like, whoa, Acorn Cop versus a dude that saved a whole bunch of people. We see more.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it's like Acorn Cop got way more attention than, who's the guy that just saved like 200 people from the floods?
The Kerrville floods. Yeah. The guy who was like the emergency swimmer or whatever, like National Guard.
Yeah, he was National Guard. That dude was a gangster, dog. Yeah. That was his first fucking mission, too.
Yeah, barely any coverage compared to Acorn Cop. Acorn Cop fucking all over social media. Bad cop, which terrible cop. Fucking what?
That's why.
Were you going to talk about George Floyd real quick?
Oh, Jesus. That's why every time I get the opportunity, and they don't get media coverage, but anytime that I hear about a good cop doing something good, I cover it on my channel because I'm known as being the ex-prison guy. You know what I'm saying? And I want to put more light on that. Now, I'll also hold bad cops accountable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there was the case out there in Volusia County where the cop was in his car, in his uniform, going around and extorting prostitutes into doing favors for him. And Sheriff Chitwood, gangster motherfucker. I love Sheriff Chitwood, bro. Like, and I know him personally on a certain level, not like super well, but like that dude's a gangster. He ended up taking the dude's, he prosecuted the dude to the full extent. He took the dude's badge and had the dude's badge melted down in front of all of his new recruits and said, this is what the fuck happens when you disrespect our badges here. You go to prison and we melt the badge. The badge never gets used again.
See, that's fucking dope. I don't know. It's marketing 101 when it comes to like you're talking about like the good cops versus the bad cops, like why the good cops never get any fucking publicity outside of like maybe a feel good story in your local news, is because like marketing 101 is the things that get shared, the things that people show to other people, the things that people click on, which therefore makes those media outlets money, is things that make you laugh or things that make you angry. Yep. They are monetizing things that piss you off because the things that are feel good stuff, they don't get fucking views. They don't get fucking clicks. The only things that you click on, fucking tell me I'm wrong, are the things that make you laugh or the things that piss you off. And that's what they're banking on.
JD, you know what drove me crazy about fucking cops, dude?
What's that?
Officer discretion. Like, I knew cops that would like sweep the weed flakes out of a carpet of a car just so they could get a weed charge on them. Where on the other hand, I would find some weed and I'd be like, all right, like I would stomp it out on the side of the road and be like, just don't do that again.
Yeah. I've had both of those types of cops, man. You know, let me ask you a question. So from your experience, is that like a rookie trait? Like, is that something that, because it always seemed to me like it was more the rookies that were doing that type of shit. They're trying to make a name for themselves. They want to be Billy Badass. And the dudes who've like really seen some shit and been around for a while are like, yeah, fuck that petty shit, dude.
Can I do a guess really fast? Just from a psychological standpoint, I think those individuals will stay rookies, but then continue that process no matter what. So they will stay shitbirds from rookie till senior leadership, and with police, especially recently, because a lot of good ones will get out because social media and the presence, those shitbags will stay in. They won't get in trouble. They will be covered. They might be hated, but they're like, I'm still getting paychecks, and they will still make everyone's life miserable.
Yeah,
that's
so
my guess.
so it starts off as a rookie thing where you want to make a name for yourself. And so you're going to like find this weed here and there and like hem someone up on some fucking stupid weed. Like when I started off as a police officer, I would find some weed and I'm like, fucking, I don't care about it. Stomp it out on the ground. Like, don't do that again. Or I would tell people like, hey, I'm going to write you a ticket for this weed. If you don't commit a crime for the next 6 months until your court date, I'm going to just cancel that entire fucking charge. And so they would go into court with me 6 months later, not committed any fucking crimes, and I would just null pros. Hey, judge, null pros. Just cancel that out.
That's weird. Instead of trying to ruin their life, you were giving them an incentive to not commit crime.
Yeah, and I did that sometimes, but there were cops, especially the new guys, that would come in and be like, "Oh, weed charge. I want to be a narcotics officer, so I'm going to get this weed charge." And it was fucking gay. But then there were some cops that had been there for like years who were still doing the same shit. Like, oh no, this is fucking bad. So we gotta arrest them for this little weed thing.
See, if I was a cop, I'd just make them do every amount of drug they had.
It's
on
the
them.
fucking
Oh, damn.
I'd be like,
yeah, exactly.
Okay, all of it has to be done right in front of me. They're like,
it's the fucking
Joke's on
here's your
you.
bag of
usually-
fentanyl.
I'd usually swallow it before they'd get up to my car. Just dumping bags of meth down my throat. Like,
bro, it's like the hall monitors, the Boy Scouts, and like all the other cops are just like, why do you have to keep doing this? Like, it doesn't matter.
it's funny because you find those people like in literally every aspect of society. Like they call them the treatment Nazi.
Any job you go to, you're gonna find those fucking people.
When you go to treatment, bro, there's always at least one, if not multiple, treatment Nazis, and they're like that person that's like, everything's completely and totally by the book, and I'm going to tell on you for if you look at me sideways, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to tell on you. These counselors love me. And then the counselors pull you aside and they're like, bro, like, I hate that fucking dude. That dude is such a dick. He's not going to make it. He's way too high strung. Like, watching. They always end up fucking up, bro. Like, they lose their shit and they fuck up and they relapse, but they think that they're just absolutely God's gift to like recovery. And you'll find that in any type of situation, dog. The hall monitor, the fucking anal retentive cop, the treatment Nazi.
hall monitor cops is a perfect statement.
Yeah,
that represents everything.
Yeah, dude. Going back to Grady Judd, he's like, you fuck up, you're done.
Yeah.
Like that's what I would do with people who I found with weed charges. Like, hey, just don't commit a crime for like 6 months. Easy day.
Well, and he specifically, when I interviewed him, he was like, I've had a reporter be like, yeah, you hate those people you put in jail. And he's like, I don't hate them. They committed a crime and they have to be held accountable for that. I have no hate for that. I hope they get out and they do better. That's why I have programs in my county jail to help people do better when they get out. I want to see them become productive members of my community. And to me, what it always comes down to is when you lock someone up, the majority of them are coming back out. Who do you want as a fucking neighbor, bro? Who do you want your kid to pass on the sidewalk on their way to school? Do you want somebody that you locked in a cage and you kicked them for fucking 10 years? Or do you want somebody that while they were in there, you gave them a job so they learned a routine, they learned some skills, they now have something they can take out of there? And some of the things that we're lacking in there are just simple shit that I don't even think the prisons are really thinking about. Like, you need a class before people get out to teach them how to fill out job applications, file their fucking taxes, bro. Like, these simple things that normal people are just like, oh, that's just common sense. You don't understand where these people are coming from, man. Like, if they knew how to fill out a job application and they could sit in front of somebody and interview, they might not have committed those crimes. I'm not saying it's anybody else's fault. It's their fault for not seeking those types of services and getting that education. But a lot of these people weren't afforded the opportunity. And I'm not the big, like, oh, we need to feel sympathy for all of these criminals type of dude. Like, no,
two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
It can be true that it is their fault, but also be true that they didn't have the resources and that we can fix that.
These people are fucked up. These people need help. If they get out before they get help, they're more than likely going to damage the community again. And we're going to have to pay for their existence in prison again. And isn't it better if we just get them the nominal amount of shit they need to be successful and reintegrate into society?
And that's where I think the concern with private prisons comes back into play, because it's like, okay, well, now, just like anything else in life, you follow the money. Where's the financial incentive for them? Is it to make good neighbors that when they're released become actual productive members of society, or is the financial incentive to make sure they end back up there?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that when you treat people like an animal, bro,
Stanford prison
they
experience.
tend to act like fucking animals,
acting like animals, yeah.
And, being institutionalized is a real life thing. Being institutionalized is like you get caught in this pattern and it's what you know. And to be honest, another thing that I've seen a lot with institutionalization is that in prison, to be respected, bro, like, you have it's bottom of the barrel basement ethics. It's, don't snitch. Don't ever back down from a fight. I don't know how progressive and woke prisons are now, but it used to be don't do no gay shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't get a throat full of dick while you're in there, and you're a good dude. And so dudes will be respected in there because they'll fight each other and shit, and they don't snitch, and they carry themselves that way. But then they get out and they're looked at like complete and total pieces of shit. And they have to tell everybody that they're a felon if they want a job. And like, there's just so much stacked up against you. Let's at least get these dudes the basic shit that they need to be able to like get employment and pay taxes. Because if they're paying taxes, that ostensibly that helps the whole community, right? If they're working, that's way better than them stealing your fucking catalytic converter. I don't know about you guys, but I think Cadillac converters are pretty cool when they're on cars, not when they're in a tweaker's backpack.
It's a hard one. It is, because it's so many layers. As I said, the Stanford prison experiment was, hey, look, this is an experiment with people from Stanford, both on different sides, males, just males, I want to say. And it was the 20, how many people?
Oh, you're talking about where they put some people as guards and they put some people as prisoners.
And it's a fucking thought experiment. And they still, it was 24 male undergraduate students were selected, randomly assigned to either prisoner or guards in a mock prison set up in a basement at Stanford University. Findings: the guards quickly adopted just authoritarian behavior, abusive behavior, literally instant, just signs of psychological distress and learned helplessness. They displayed that instantly with friends, like going into this thought experiment, and they immediately were like, oh, I'm in control. Fuck you. We're going to restrict showers. We're going to make you feel like pieces of shit to make you do what we want you to do. And it got out of control really fast. And that's Stanford graduate. Like,
You know what would be
undergrad.
To be
sick?
fair, they were a bunch of queers, probably.
Fuck. You know what would be sick is to redo that with a bunch of YouTubers. That would make such sick content to redo that with a bunch of YouTubers and just see what the fuck happens.
I don't know.
This video is brought to you by PrizePicks.
That's right, PrizePicks. What's PrizePicks? Well, let's cut to Brandon.
I don't know. Somebody tell me what PrizePicks is.
You and I make decisions every day, but with PrizePicks, the right decision can get you paid.
Really, I make a lot of wrong decisions.
Well,
But being right can get you paid.
In that case, once again, communists will starve.
Don't miss any of the excitement this season with PrizePicks, where it's good to be right, unlike you, Brandon. Wrong. Discussion on football through a personal experience.
Who's following football this season?
I don't watch sports.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay, and Nick.
my wife makes me watch. Sorry, hold on. I
Can't say.
like to leverage and risk monetary currency in an economic fashion on the Professional Women's League of Basketball.
PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out even if all your picks didn't work out.
You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit.
Download the app today and use code UNSUB.
That's code unsub to get $50 in lineups after you spend your first $5.
PrizePicks, it's good to be right.
Watch this. Look, the study abruptly ended 6 days due to escalating abuse and psychological breakdowns. That is how long that
6
fucking
days.
lasted.
Yep.
And these are Stanford undergrads. And all it lasted was 6 days of like, whoa, this got really out of control.
You're like, let's do that with YouTubers. And like, I'm just seeing like the next Mr. Beast video. I turned 50 of my friends into psychopaths.
for $1 million.
JD, did the guards not do better when they were nicer to them, though?
I'm telling you this right now. Like it depends on whether it is a minimum security or a maximum security. I liked max security because the guards were chill, bro. They were not up your ass. They were not disrespectful. They were not trying to like Billy Badass you all the time because they knew these people have nothing to lose and they will run a piece of steel in me. The minimum security, everybody was like concerned about staying there and like, oh, I don't want to go to OSP. It's scary as shit there because people get stabbed and butt fucked. I liked OSP. I never got stabbed or butt fucked there. You know what I'm saying? But the cops in the maximum security that are like, they're mainly like more veteran COs. They were chill. They did great. Like some of them were respected. I know a CO who got a whole sleeve done in there by one of the best artists in there.
No
like
shit.
his whole sleeve is just prison work. And, you know, he brought in professional street ink and dude slung him down while he was working his shifts.
That's kind of cool.
That shit is hard, bro. That shit is hard. And everybody respected that CO. He was super cool.
So where'd you get that? In prison? Oh, you went to prison? Not really.
I worked there.
Yeah.
I worked there. There were
fucking neat.
captains that came up from being, you know, just a regular officer that could come and sit at every gang table because they were respectful. And like they would come during meals every once in a while and they'd come sit at my Irish Pride table and be like, what's up, you guys? Everything going good? Like, what's going on? And, you know, it's the same dude that you could go to if you needed a cell move. Be like, hey, man, I'm thinking about killing my cellie. I'm having intrusive thoughts about stabbing him in his fucking face 38 times. And I'd like to move this other dude into my cell. And he'd be like, yeah, it's done. You're good. You know, like, and
It's like the Green Mile. Remember that little cocksucker
Yeah.
they brought in? They brought the governor's son.
Yeah,
in
it's
there,
literally the
and he
the
was such a
shitbag, yeah.
shitter.
God,
but
what is
then
his
like
name in it?
like Tom Hanks all the time, he's like, no, we got to treat them with respect. Like they're
Be nice.
Yeah, they're just here. Be
Nepotism.
nice. Mm-hmm. And then they brought that kid in. He's just such a shitter, and everyone hated him. That's why the entire prison block like blew up and started being angry at everyone.
well, there was a female, God, was she a sergeant? I think she was a sergeant, a female sergeant at Snake River that got put on the gang task force. Because there were so many gang members out at Snake River, they had their own gang task force out there, and she was in charge of the gang task force. And she loved to do cell searches. And she'd go into your cell and she'd tear all your shit apart, you know, your private
Just
books.
unnecessary. Shit.
Unnecessary. You would go back into your cell and you would find pictures of your kids in your toilet.
Oh fuck.
And like, you've got dudes in there doing fucking life who are never going to see their kids again. You know, they haven't seen their kids, and that picture of their kid is That is their child to them. That's all they have of their child. And this bitch just goes in and throws them in the toilet. And she's doing this to gang members. So like 3 of the gangs got together and they're like, we need to do something about this broad. And like in prison, we don't like woman beaters. So understand that like she pushed the wrong buttons so many times that they got together and they're like, well, none of us want to like catch extra time for this. So they extorted a child to go beat the brakes off this broad. And she was like 5'2" and like got her ass beat in the hallway. Like getting beat up by a cold work. They found the toughest on that yard and they were like, hey, check it out. This is all 3 of us, all 3 of our gangs telling you we're going to stab you into non-existence every time you get out of the hole, and we're going to let you live and just keep stabbing you for the rest of your life unless you go beat this bitch up. And that's exactly what happened. She got fucked up, bro. I don't think she did any cell searches after that, though.
No.
Yeah.
That's
that was the cop I was talking about that scrapes weed flakes out of the carpet just to get a weed charge.
Did she quit after that?
I never saw her again.
Yeah,
I assumed that. I don't know, bro. They might have shipped her out to another institution because they'll do that when there's like crazy assaults like that and shit. But we had one dude named Officer Bennett, right? And when you're walking down, so Snake River is nice and it's newish looking and it looks like a college campus, lots of long corridors, and you're walking from your unit to chow and there'll be just a bunch of COs lining the walls and they have these little closets and they'll be like, inmate, get over here, get in here. And they'll like just pull you over on your way to chow and they'll strip search you, make you bend over, squat and cough and everything just on your way to fucking breakfast at 5:30 in the morning. And then on your way back, they'll pull you over again and do that shit. And one dude really loved doing it. It was like his whole get down. He was enthusiastic about this shit. His name was Officer Bennett. We called him Officer Benefits because we said his benefits package was looking up dudes' assholes. Like there's some strange dudes that end up being COs, man. Like I would love to see their hard drive and a psychological workup on some of these dudes.
So I just actually got reminded, like it hit me like a ton of bricks. I had a prison story. Obviously, I've never been to prison. I saw Eli got very concerned on that. It's like, wait, to what now?
This is going to come out during the election anyway, so we're just going to clear the air.
So my grandparents actually met in prison because they both worked for the prison system.
Okay.
One was a prison guard. And my grandmother was a prison psychologist. And that was actually one story that she had where it was like, this is the one thing that she remembers and like still has nightmares about. Not because something went wrong, but because of what could have. Where there was this dude that just went, it was one of her patients, I guess, one of the people that she had been talking to for quite some time, trying to work through some stuff. Just went on a stabbing spree one day. Like, I don't know, it was like a shard of glass or whatever it was, just started fucking people up. And they cornered him in his cell. And he still had whatever object, a shank, a shiv, a fucking piece of glass, whatever it ended up being. And they kind of were at that catch-22 where like nobody wants to go in there and take it, but obviously like this guy just shanked 4 people, that sort of thing. And she goes up, she's like 5'0", just absolutely not imposing woman of any kind. And she goes in and he's still like, I'm gonna fuck you up, don't come near me.
No, not today.
She reaches through the bars and just holds her hand out and says, give it to me. And he does. And gives it to her. And she pulled it back in.
Treated him like a human.
And then after that, she's like, why the fuck did I do that? And had like nightmares about it afterward, of just getting her fucking wrists ripped to shit and everything. But like
ripped to shit with a bunch of other people's blood on it.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Gnarly.
Yeah.
Dude, that's one of the worst things about prison is that, so in prison, if there's a fight or a stabbing, you don't look. Everybody like turning and looking and going, oh, there's a fight over there. That lets the cops know that people are fighting and it's basically dry snitching, So I'm in the canteen line at OSP and it's outside.
Dry snitching, a term we learned today.
There's like a long,
dry snit's very funny.
There's a huge line to canteen and there's like 4 rows going. So it's, I'm standing there and my back is to the canteen wall, but there's tons of people and you're in a big crowd and all of a sudden I feel wet shit on my neck. Which is never a good feeling when you're just randomly like, there's some wet shit. So I go like this and it's blood. And I look behind me and this dude's just getting stuck over and over and over again. And I'm like, turn my back to the dude with the knife doesn't feel good. I already have PTSD. This doesn't feel good. And I'm like, God, there's more wet. There's more wet. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to like step around the dude to get past him when the line starts moving. And it took him a while to find the dude. He was fucked up and moaning and shit like that. But that's the type of stuff that happens in prison. And it's one of the hardest parts is, you know, shit'll crack off next to you. I am hyper vigilant because I went in with, you know, PTSD. So not looking when there's combative shit going on is counterintuitive to like my mental fucking weirdness.
To fucking everybody, I'm sure, like to some degree, but especially in your case.
Yeah.
Especially this.
The thing is, you know,
potatoes, please.
You know what's cool is that
walk down the aisle. Do not look.
So Jeopardy at 4, yeah.
I have tons of people in my community that watch me that are correctional officers, and they never get mad when you talk shit about correctional officers that suck. They're always like, most of them suck. That's why I quit that fucking job. Like, they're like, I trusted the inmates more than I trusted my fucking coworkers. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, I can talk shit about the bad coworkers, about the bad COs, without the COs in my community going, hey, you're talking bad about us. Cause they understand I'm not talking bad about you. There were some rad COs, and I'm friends with COs to this day. I was friends in Volusia County with a dude, cause I would bar back and do security at the biker events like Bike Week and Daytona Beach at the biggest bars. And so one of the dudes that I just knew before I'd even been to jail there was a CO. And then he sees me come in and he's like, DeLay, what the fuck? And I'm like, it's all bad. And he's like, all right, cool. What do you need? You want some? Have you eaten? You don't look like you've eaten in like a week. Yeah, can I get some extra sandwiches? He's like, yeah, you're good, bro. And you know, he'd like look out for me and shit. And there were ex-military correctional officers that were cool. They'd like, you're not allowed to work out in there, but they're meatheads, bro. They're like me, they're meatheads. And they'd see me in there working out and they'd be like, hey, I'm on shift till 4, but after that, probably don't do it because the next guy's going to be a dick. And like, I'd have him like, dude would like every once in a while slide me a protein shake and shit like that out of his lunch. Like, there's good ass people that work in that profession, just like there's good ass cops. And there's ones that, you know, probably should eat a dick and fall off a ledge. They can eat dirty dog shit and die twice, and I wouldn't cry about it.
I had there was a summer camp that I went to when I was in like high school, you know, whatever, like one of those, where one of the coolest counselors we had, his name was Uncle John, but he was a South Carolina correctional officer. So he was he worked in the prison system there, and he was always just like very stern but very fair, and he'd joke around. He'd treat everybody like fucking adults, which is the cool part. And basically at one point he had mentioned that like, oh yeah, my trick is like to being a cool counselor is I treat you all like fucking inmates.
Yeah.
He's like, I treat you exactly the way I treat my inmates. It's like stern, fair, joke around, but like these are the fucking rules and this is this. And I have to make sure that all, 40, 50 of you are in this place at this time, in that place at that time, and anything in between. Like, this is just like prison.
I have a lot of people tell me like, yo, I'm going up for a job for a correctional officer. What advice can you give me? And it's FFC. Be firm, fair, and consistent. Don't let anybody push you around at all. Do not give an inch, but be fair and be consistent. If you joke around with somebody one day and then they joke around with you the next day, and then you like are in a bad mood because you didn't get your duck sick, the night before or something, don't go and wrap them up and throw them in the hole, because when they come out, you're going to have issues with them. Just be consistent across the board. Try to leave that shit at home and try to leave your job in that prison before you go home to your family. It's basic shit. But
ask, tell, make. Ask, tell, make.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know that
fucking easy.
Ask, tell, make.
Yeah.
You ask somebody to do something.
You ask someone to do something. If they don't do that, you tell them to do something, and then you make them do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to start off with make. You do ask, tell, make. Like, you don't have to be a fucking cocksucker asshole at the beginning of the conversation.
So baton is step 3, not step 1.
Yeah, it's ask, tell, make.
I know. This is no fun. We had an incident.
Give me the one you call riding.
Yes. Make.
I live.
Daddy, no.
I gotta get out of here.
I gotta get out of here.
I live about 7 miles outside of the city limits where I live, and the street that we live on, the road we live on, is people just gun it. It's a 55, but people do 80, 90 out there all the time. We had a dude that I was literally on a live stream, and I thought there was thunder. This dude was driving, and apparently he had just gotten in a fight with his wife. He had had mental health issues and addiction issues, and he had been in prison before. And this fight with his wife was really bad. And he sped up. The drivers behind him said he sped up to well over 100. And he just swerved off the road straight into a tree in our front yard, right at the front of our property. Hit the tree. The tree snapped in half. His truck went flying, tumbling through the front of our property, and didn't stop till it hit blackberry bushes. Like, this dude willingly did this. Like, this dude decided to do this. So it was really tragic. Like, at first I ran out as soon as I realized it wasn't thunder and ran over. And the first thing I saw was there was a car seat in the truck. And I was like, holy fuck, no. So we were out looking in the blackberry bushes to see if we could find a baby, bro. Like, it was fucked up. There was no baby with him that day, though. We found that out when his wife eventually showed up, because she was driving around looking for him, and she just lost her shit. But almost every sheriff's deputy that we had out there showed up. And where I live, the deputies work in the jail. And so a lot of them had graduated from working in the jail to being field officers. And I knew at least like 3/4 of them from being a frequent flyer in that jail 10 years before. And all of them were like,
flyer is wild work.
Delay, what's up? So one of the last times that I went in there, Officer Simpson, you're rad, by the way. Thank you for always getting me to the kitchen where I can eat good and use bags of beans to do curls. But she said, Delay, do you know how many times you've been here, just for reference? She's like, I'm telling you this because I don't think you're a piece of shit, but I do think you're fucking retarded. You've been here 42 times.
Today's Unsubscribe episode is brought to you by Booking.com.
Booking.yeah.
Cody, how much do we have to travel?
We travel a lot.
Actually, with the live tours, we use Booking.com to set up everything as we go on this next journey of life.
Because God knows it's a lot of travel, and anything to make it easier is much appreciated.
Brandon, so when you have to book for your partner, but they only want 800 thread count sheets?
Well, that's easy, Eli. Get a new partner.
No, go to Booking.com.
Oh. Before we had any sort of relationship with Booking.com, I have used the service before. Genuinely, sometimes they have really good deals.
One of the great things about Booking.com is it provides really accurate reviews, like really detailed reviews. It saved me once. Cody, did you use Booking.com when we stayed at that sweet vacation home?
Heck yeah. What else would I use other than Booking.com?
Find exactly what you're booking for.
Booking.com.
Booking.yeah.
Book today on the site or the app.
Do you understand how bad that is? And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. But almost every like deputy that was out in my front yard, we own a big chunk of property, they knew me. So I'm out there talking with them, and a lot of them are like, I see you on YouTube all the time, bro. I'm like, hey, that's what's up. That's cool. And all of them super cool, super chill, super respectful. Just, you know, nice people. Seeing him again under horrific circumstances. The poor wife was just broke down, like laid out on the street.
Obviously, I'm assuming the guy didn't make it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, not at all. He was so when the first person arrived on scene, they said he was still breathing, but barely.
Yeah.
So
That's rough.
It was super tragic. His family was showing up to our front of our property for weeks after that and everything. And I think they've still got a cross out there and some flowers that they update every once in a while.
Yeah, doing 100, we'll do that real fucking fast.
Bro, he snapped a tree that was probably 3.5 feet wide with his truck. He hit it so hard, thing just went. And then he went airborne and hit another tree about 6 feet up in the air with his truck. It was crazy, dude.
Fucking wild.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There was a buddy of mine recently that it was probably a couple months ago, ended up getting a real bad wreck. Like, him and his employee were just on the way back from the shop, and they're going around a couple corners. They're in like, I don't know, like F-150 or something like that. Older school truck. Go around a corner, and there's just some fucking drug dealer is like whipping 100 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour around a corner, head on fucking collision.
No shit.
Yeah. Thankfully, my buddy and his friend both survived, but the drug dealer was like just instantly fucking dead.
Well, I could say this. It doesn't make me racist because I used to be a drug dealer, but
I'll put it this way: if I had to, which one would I rather have survived? I'm glad my buddy's
your
okay.
friends.
Yeah.
I don't even know them. Fucking your friends all day, bro.
Yeah. But I mean, looking at the pictures from the crash, I'm shocked anybody survived. Because you do the mental math, adding those numbers together, that's fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's not a going fast in a car unless you know what you're doing. Don't go fast in a car.
Dude, what sucks about like some of the worst shit I ever saw as a cop, like a police officer will get into a wreck and like they'll be going 30 miles an hour and die. But drunks, when fucking drunks get into wrecks, they'll kill a family of 4 and the drunk will survive like a lot of the time because they bounce they bounce around in the car, and it just sucks like seeing a family with like 2, 3, 4 like kids and stuff dead, but this stupid drunk is still like wakes up and is like, "Ooh, what'd I do?"
Dude, I've seen body cam footage that has pissed me the fuck off. Where I think it was the one I'm thinking of right now it was a female. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Hospital.
Yeah, the one at the hospital where she just killed, I think, multiple people.
Oh my god, that chick.
Yeah.
Can I go home?
Yeah,
Well, can I go home? I got something to do
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Can I call my dad?
Yeah,
Like,
I got
no,
school tomorrow.
You're going to jail for murder.
Yeah,
like you fucking killed someone.
You're gonna go to prison, bitch. You're not going to school.
But it's just the lack of empathy, the lack of accountability.
Do you think she was just drunk, or do you think and not being able to wrap her mind around it? Because I know that when you go into shock after a situation like that, your mind doesn't allow you. Like, I know that like when I found out that one of my kids had died, like I was in shock and it wasn't real and I couldn't really grasp anything. It was like the world wasn't real for a little bit. Do you think she was in shock, or do you think it was just truly just her being a piece of shit?
I think she blacked out and like just being a piece of shit because they had also recently.
Well, they kept telling her though. They kept telling her like, you fucking killed someone. You're not going anywhere.
Like, what? And they just had, man, this is a couple of months ago. A kid, he was 19, 20, drunk with his girlfriend, hit another car, didn't realize it, and smashed into a car in a parking lot. So cops, everyone show up. They don't realize there's this family over here with the dead dad and a little girl that is a parking lot away, and the cops are interviewing him. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened. I did have a drink or two. Blah blah blah. She's fine. We're fine. That the car. Thank God there's no one in there. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna be a lawyer. So what's your name, officer?" And he's like,
I just did that one.
Yeah, okay.
I was talking about
that?
that. Yeah. So and then he goes into, "You're just racist. Why are you trying to take me into custody?"
Was the guy what? The guy was claiming racism?
He was the passenger, and he was claiming racism. And yeah, he was like, "I'm an attorney. I'm going to be an attorney. I'm going to do all this stuff."
Hold on, let Eli say it. What ethnicity was he?
Well, this one, which one was this one? Because I had a white kid. This one's a white kid that did
This is a black kid.
Oh, so this is a different story.
Oh shit! Fuck.
So this is a white kid who's like, "Oh, blah blah blah." He's asking the cops for their badge numbers, and all the cops are being very cool because they just think, "Oh, this
guy's pretty
kid
chill.
is 20 and this okay." One cop was at the other wreck with the dead dad and the little baby. Baby's alive, dad's not.
Fuck.
Cop walks over. And he's like, "Hey, officer, can I get your badge? Sorry about this." He's like, "You fucking piece of shit. Don't. I will fucking hit you right now." And then the other cop's like, "Yo, what's going on?" He's like, "He fucking killed a family over there." Instantly switches. And all the cops are no longer this dude's friend. And his face goes, "Uh-oh, I fucked up. Didn't realize he hit a family's car on the other side get where they are." I haven't seen that one. Holy shit.
Yeah, the one I'm talking about, it's like a black kid that starts saying racism because he was with a girl. And the girl hit 2 pedestrians, like they were driving down the road drunk and just mammered these fucking 2 chicks walking down the road.
Oh, the one I sent you on that you apparently had already done on stream. That one was really hard to watch because the full body cam is it focused a lot on the officers afterward and like their mental health and them talking to each other, like processing what they saw. But it was pulling over that one. It was like some black chick. I don't remember what state it was in, but she had the bodies of her kids in the trunk of her car decaying.
Yeah, that was her sister's kids.
Yeah, she had like because they kept asking her, "What is that smell?" She's like, "Oh, it's meat or it's this or whatever the fuck she said."
She was just driving around with it
in trash bags in the trunk.
She was living out of her car, and the two kids were in the trunk of the car. And she had been telling her sister for months that, like, yeah, I'm taking care of your kids. I'm taking care of them. They're fine. And she had let them starve to death, and they were just dead in the fucking trunk of her car.
Jesus,
and it was like it was in trash bags in like.
This is like Florida summer heat.
Yeah. They were in
they were in luggage bags or whatever.
Yeah.
And as soon as like the cops just like what is that? They're like pushing.
They get
She's like, I'm homeless. My pH is a little off.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what she was saying. She was like, I'm homeless. I'm living in my car. Like, I don't know what that smell is.
That smells bad, and we need to look into it. They open the trunk, they unzip it, and you could see the cop immediately draws. Just it's a switch that flips, and he just
I couldn't
like get the fuck on the ground. There's fucking kids. There's kids in that trunk.
I don't know.
I couldn't finish that video,
dude.
I couldn't either. I haven't finished it to this day. Like it was.
I was watching it on stream because someone said, watch this traffic stop. And I was like, all right, I'll watch this silly traffic stop. And I started watching that. Like, I couldn't finish it.
I don't know how cops don't just end them.
Just shoot them.
I would not be a good cop because I find dead kids, bro. You're fucking not going to jail, bro. You're going to the fucking morgue. I find dead kids. Like I don't have it in me.
And it was fucked up because this particular video again, which I liked this element of it, but it's very hard. Like there's very few things. Like we watch death on the internet all day long. There's very few things that you could say are just genuinely hard to stomach. Mm-hmm. And just the way the cops are talking to each other afterward, and you could tell they're like you can watch someone process having experienced that in real time. It's just difficult.
That was one of the things that made me not want to police anymore.
Yeah.
I ran into a dude who ran a local church in Spartanburg, and he had just been like the kids.
Oh, fuck.
It wasn't like I didn't find a dead kid, but we figured out this guy was like actually just like fucking with kids the whole time.
You took him in? Or like what was
the investigators that I was with took him in, but I had to take a step back from there and be like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I'd rather make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Cody, coming from a situation where you were an officer and you were exposed to that type of stuff, how often do you find stories or videos that you have to just tap and go, no, I'm not doing this?
Like when it comes to my YouTube content?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I don't fucking touch, man.
Like there's the bunker situation in Alabama. Are you hip to the bunker that they found in Alabama where they'd been taking kids?
I'm not.
And
part about it? I grew up like I was raised in Alabama. What part are you talking about?
God, I forget the name of the county, bro, but it was a big story. They've been for over a year. They've been taking kids down to this. It was a storm shelter. An underground storm shelter, and they were taking kids down there, drugging them. They were tying them to a bed and having people come. Bibb County, that's it. I've tried 4 different times to sit down and record full length on that, and it triggers me out so bad, bro. I can't do it. It's a story that's like my community keeps asking me to do it. And every time I do, I start getting into the details of what they were doing to these kids. I can't fucking do it, bro.
What? Yeah, that was the one that I couldn't finish on stream the other day watching the kids. But like, what ended up happening with the one in Alabama you're talking about? Like,
so they've got
just southwest of Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah, they've got 6 or 8 people in custody right now, and more details keep unfolding about it. They were charging like $200 a pop for people to come and just whip kids while they were drugged and tied to a fucking filthy mattress.
Jesus fucking
They were keeping kids down there for months at a time, just cycling through these kids. And it had been going on for over a year.
And there's a ton of people. It looks like they said that as many as 20 more suspects wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we please say bring back public hangings?
Yes.
Like you sit in a fucking town square
And
We were just
talking about this on Say Hi.
It was just
like that used to be a big thing back in the like cowboy days, of course. Like
everyone wood chippers live, and you just chuck them in.
Or just like the
Stream
town
it.
like people would come from miles around and you would have like a picnic and you would have fun. And like
Yeah.
the dude that had killed someone that week would get hung from the town square. Like you can see them, they were like what they did.
I feel like
they get hung.
That's like the one thing we can all agree on is like, all right, if we know for a fact that you've been doing that to children, that's pretty universally agreed, no matter where you are on the political spectrum. I would think, anyway. Like that is cause for a public hanging.
Trump is a businessman, and there's a way to sell this, and there's a way to pay off our national.
Dana White.
That's what I was about to say. Partner with Dana White, bro. Bring back gladiator shit. You know what I'm saying? Build a coliseum. Chomo battles, bro. Like chomo battles. Chomos battle each other. Chomos battle like a gorilla on bath salts, wearing armor and armed. You know, just
and whoever wins gets the right to a quick and easy hanging.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could even tell them you're going to let them go and then just execute them, and fucking everybody laughs. Hee hee, sucker.
Dude, if I got the choice,
pay-per-view, bro. Imagine the contract. Imagine the fucking contract you could get on fucking having that. Like, didn't he just contract out UFC for like?
Oh, Hulu paid.
Yeah, Hulu
Paramount
or something.
Paramount,
Yeah,
yes.
Paramount just paid. Bro, I mean, if you're talking billions, you can get Trump on board with killing chomos. I just think that you can.
Is that what a chomo is?
A chomo is a child molester, yeah. Yeah, dog, yeah. So there's like, so since, you know, YouTube is so, since I do a lot of shorts, I can't, they don't like me to use the word pedophile or, you know, child, anything like that. So we use a lot of euphemisms like chomo slides some of the times, kindergarten commando, playground extraction specialist, diaper sniffer.
Dear God. Those are far worse in my opinion.
Far worse. Rock spider, which is what the Australians call them because rock spiders are spiders that crawl into very small crevices.
Jesus.
Goofs is what they call them in Canada. Nonces is what they call them in the UK.
With goofs, how is that? Because so you big goof. And that's what's...
Bro, the thing is if you call somebody from Canada a goof, they're on and cracking, bro. They're fighting. They go from really...
Like,
I'm not your buddy, pal.
What are you about
I'm not
today?
your friend, pal.
Yeah. You call him a goof and that's on and fighting words because you're calling him a pedo.
Okay, so we take the chomos. Obviously, we hate them, but we take the dudes who are on death row for like murder. They still suck.
Yeah.
But we have them fight the chomos, and so the dudes on death row, maybe they can like get some canteen shit.
A bucket of KFC, dog. They would do it for a bucket of KFC. They would do it just to do it, to be honest with you. But like incentivize it. Get them, you know, like you get a 2 for $10, dog. Fucking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the easy one, like the free space and bingo, is to take these the violent illegals that have, you know, committed murder or something like that while they're here in the United States, and then just put them up against each other pay-per-view style with Alien versus Predator.
Predator.
Yeah, that's the free space.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we could do like, and it could be, you could keep it interesting, like versus Steamroller. That's a win. Versus
It's
Witcher.
like Rick
versus
Man versus
Belt
Car.
Yeah.
Car wins again.
There's so much different you could
Versus
do.
Belt Sander. Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. Like, so like we have I have a huge wood shop. My dad's a professional stair builder and has been for, 30, 40 years. Nice. So we've got a huge belt sander, and I've often just thought like, we could just take some off the top. We could just slide them through there, take some off the top. It's, all you have to do is just get them on there, and it'll just suck them in and just take a nice little half inch off that bitch with some 80 grit.
If I did a video where we took one of these like the human ballistic dummies and just shoved it into a wood chipper, would you want to collab on that?
So very much, bro.
God.
Very much. I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about things that I could do with a wood chipper once I finally attain a wood chipper of my own. I know that pigs are the closest thing to a human body, and I was thinking like,
YouTube got monetized.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck myself on YouTube on that. Huh?
Maybe a ballistic dummy though. Maybe
ballistic. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
YouTube's never had a problem with the ballistic dummies because it's all just like it's for science. It's what would happen,
Bro, I want to collab on that so
first,
bad.
Though.
It has to be feet first. They're
very expensive.
Thing.
I think for the full body, I want to say it's like $7,000 or whatever. But yeah, we can For the sake of science, I think we can.
We'll figure something out, bro.
Yeah.
We'll collab on that. We'll figure that out for sure.
I'll get on the horn with Ballistic Tummy Labs later. We'll see if we can figure this out.
You let me know.
I need to
dude.
buy a wood chipper too, though.
Yeah.
Like I said, we need to get you Chippy.
Yeah, I need to
Chippy.
have a Mr. Chippy. I'm loving the AI videos of me that are coming out with me and Bigfoot and Yeti, and like the three of us are like hunting, and Bigfoot and Yeti are feeding him into Mr. Chippy. And like the dude who's doing it, his name's Big True, and he does great AI videos. Like he even nailed my tattoos and shit.
Really? I was actually, when you were telling me that earlier, I was wondering how they do the tattoos. If they just do generic tattoos or it like uses yours.
Dude nailed it so well. Like Big True is so good at this. And
That's gotta be weird.
Right? It's super weird, bro. I've done reaction lives to them, and it's crazy watching myself hanging out with Bigfoot, who's, I mean, we're basically kinfolk anyway. And then Yeti, and like they're rolling up to, you know, Chomo's houses and kicking their doors in and grabbing them and bringing them and dog walking them on a leash down the street and shit to take them to the wood chipper. And the wood chipper has JD Delay 5150 painted on the side in blood, and they're just feeding Chomos into it and shit. It's fucking wild.
Dear God.
So I made a Mr. Chippy shirt that's available on bunkerbranding.com.
Hey.
It's super cool that I got to get in with you guys on that. This is actually the Bunker Branding Make Afraid Again shirt with the wood chipper, the bloody wood chipper in the middle of the woods on it. It comes with sleeves if you buy it. And
I like it's a horror shirt.
yeah, you can take the sleeves off if you want. I did.
Hell yeah.
That's fucking great. I've not seen that one. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
man. Yeah, this is so the Make Afraid Again is something we've been doing for a while. The hat too is available at Bunker Branding, but this was, we needed to mix the wood chipper in with that. And I felt like this just worked.
You fucking killed that one. Holy shit. Oh my God. Wow, what a positive episode.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's positive.
I know, we're getting that.
Make sure your kids watch this.
Yeah, I think it's fucking positive as shit. It's like talking about second chances and how to make the most out of life and all these opportunities that are given before you. Fucking awesome. And also, if you fuck kids, then we'll fucking kill you. Did you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's the thing,
Not
bro,
the
is that
Canada route.
there are people who deserve second chances, and there are people who are just inherently fucking evil.
Yeah.
And I think that all of us at this table, I think that the majority of people have never had to actually look into the eyes of someone who is inherently fucking evil. But I think that all of us probably have at some point in our life. And those people don't need a second chance. They don't need to be paroled. They need to be taken off the planet.
Well, because there's certain things like, for killing someone, you can at least have a reason. Like half the people I fucking know have killed someone at one point or the other. Mm-hmm. There's no reason for the other thing.
No, there's
not a single fucking one.
There are justifiable reasons to kill somebody. There's never a justifiable reason to or assault somebody. A justifiable reason to kill somebody could be that they assaulted somebody. It's pretty simple. There's also, you get to talking about child killers, baby killers, people who kill innocent women or innocent men. That definitely needs to be dealt with. But there's something different about taking a life as opposed to getting aroused and taking the innocence from a child. It's not even full. We were talking about it. I don't even think that it's fully a sexual thing. I think it's about power. I think it's about control. And I think that they get off from stripping the innocence from something innocent, because even if you castrate these people, they're still going to reoffend. And the studies show that categorically across the board.
They used to chemically castrate people.
Well, and they're trying to bring that back, but even that is ineffective because people, even if they can't get bricked up, they're going to use fingers, mouths, objects, like the stuff that's in every single fucking drawer in this kitchen, for God's sake.
Is it, I guess the recidivism rate on that, is it lowered if you chemically castrate them? Or like what? Is it literally just that they're that fucked up that it doesn't even bother them?
Again, it's no difference in trying to cure a serial killer. It is so far gone on their psyche. I truly believe there's most serial killers, at least the smart ones, are not Ed Gein. Who's the tall one? The really high IQ one?
Kemp.
Yeah. Ed Kemp.
Edward Kemp.
Ed Kemp. He was the first to say, he's like, how do you cure this? What do you do? He's like, oh, you have to kill us. Fucking shoot
Yeah.
us. That's it. This is the only way to cure us. There is no curing us. This is a dude that has 160 IQ, highly intelligent, hunted. This is what he did. He truly believes, he's like, there is no curing us. There is not a fucking possible way to do that. You have to end our lives.
And I'm sure that's true for, again, the majority of them. But I'm just out of curiosity, like, does the chemical castration have any statistical effect on whether or not they are likely to reoffend?
Why should we even explore that? Other than
Yes,
just
my
Shit,
God.
that's why I
shoot
said
them in the fucking head.
That's why I
fucking
said out
love
of
you.
curiosity, because I'm like, don't get me wrong, I'm on the fucking wood chipper train. Like, if you're willing to do that to a fucking 12-year-old, you're beyond dead to me. Like, the faster we can get you off the fucking planet, the better.
Yeah.
But
Well, here's the thing is you cannot fix it, bro. Like, I assume that both of you men have a certain proclivity towards women. Is that a fair assumption?
I think that's pretty fair.
So is there anything I can say
I don't like
to
it
you?
in this context.
Is
That's-
there anything that I
Women
can
who
say
are
to
of
you?
age that
yes,
are-
women
yeah.
who are of age. Is there anything I could say to you that would entice you to switch that up, not like women anymore, and just want to have the back of your esophagus ruined by a purple pipe?
No.
You can't fix child. They have this thing. They want children. And I don't think it's, like I said, I don't think it's purely sexual. So I don't think it's something we should classify as a sexuality like a lot of the left wants to do. I think it's something we should just fucking eradicate.
Yeah.
You see a child, you want to take their innocence for sexual gratification.
There's nothing
sorry.
we can do to make you not want that kind of thing.
No, there's not. It's like, it's, the
Like
same thing as,
their entire life, they are always going to want to do the one thing that.
Okay, so
You know,
from this article, you're looking at compared to the expected rates of 50% of reoffending, which is wild. This goes to 5% from that, but this is again a reduced rate to 5% for the study as of right now.
Okay, so the reoffender rate goes from 50 to 5.
Yes, as of now, but then how many people don't get caught? Because that's one of the biggest things.
Well,
that is the thing is that they get more adept, and I think it's an opportunistic crime. I think that they're just waiting for a situation. I think given an opportunity where they know they're not going to get caught, 100% of them reoffend. So it's a ticking time bomb that's going to go off on a child. Is there any reason to leave that sitting around?
Nope.
especially if you've already proven one time.
Yeah.
That like, oh, wow, yeah, your impulse control is so bad that you're willing to do like the most despicable thing you can do to a child.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Swirly. Okay, that's the part.
Yeah.
We've talked about Mr. Swirl before. You know this one?
No.
Mr. Swirl, like this is a dude that would travel. He was famous in the Chomo community, and he would post pictures online.
Horrible sentence.
Yeah. He would post pictures with kids after abuse, but his face was swirled. So they called him Mr. Swirls. And he was known for this. And after a decade, 2 decades, the FBI, and again, this is famous within that community, FBI, one guy was like, wait, I have an idea. Photoshop, unswirl. He literally just went reverse swirl and it reconstructed the dude's face. And they're like, oh, fuck, that's our guy. He was a Canadian. He was traveling to Thailand or Cambodia. Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand and doing this. And at least 12 young boys he was part of that they actually charged him with. He was in more than 300 photographs depicting him with these kids. Now,
300
kids. That's why he was famous. This is fucking widely shared of how many images he was with kids. And he was, oh my God, look, this dude actually showed his body, not his face, but he showed the evidence. He would just swirl his face. So he became famous in that ring. Now, this is why I hate Canada for this one reason. He went back to, he got arrested in Thailand. He did 5 years in Thailand. So he did 5 years in Thailand 4 years, 2008 to 2012. And then he was released to Canada. Once he got to Canada.
What year?
2012.
Okay.
He was released immediately because he didn't do it in Canada.
Dear God.
2013, though, breach of...
He did it again.
He did it again. More photos of him with kiddos. So he was arrested at his home and pleaded guilty in October of 2013. They found a child on his laptop and mobile phone, and in 2014 he was sentenced to prison for 3 months.
Jesus.
And 3 years of probation. Boom. Then released in December 15, he was sentenced to 5 years because he got out after 3 months. Sentenced to 5 years, 5.5 years in prison by British Columbia court, and was later reduced down to 15 months. He was released in March of 2017 and is currently living in Vancouver.
Does he have an address?
No, but I'm sure the internet.
I've just out of curiosity.
Christopher Paul Neal, but that is the thing. He has been a repeat offender each and every fucking time. And Canada did shit. They're like, "Oh, you did this. This is documented."
The guy who
didn't do it here.
The guy who's responsible for ruining children's lives in the hundreds.
And that's how you end up with people like my friend, the Alaskan Avenger.
Yeah.
That's exactly how you end up with people like Jason Vukovic, who
That's the coolest name drop you've done so far, actually.
Bro, he's the shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Who is that?
The Alaskan Avenger?
The Alaskan Avenger.
Is he the hammer guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
he's in prison right now.
No, he's not. Actually, so he had a parole hearing coming up, and me and him had been talking for a couple of years, and I worked up a action plan where he was going to be working for my recovery coaching company, and we were going to have community support. And I'm pretty decent at making these action plans for parole.
Wait. Take a step back. Is he the guy that hit people with a hammer? Yeah,
he used the sex offender registry to locate child offenders.
People is a wild word, though.
It is. It really is. Let's show homosexuals, pederasts, convicted pederasts. And so he would go to their houses and go in and smash them up with a hammer. Now, he didn't kill anybody.
And he used the sex offender registry to go in.
And he used it like a to-do list, bro. It was fucking great.
Sounds like a cool guy.
Yeah. So, but he did it because it happened to him as a kid. And so, he was
his brother too, or something like that.
It happened to his brother as well, and his brother ended up getting out of the situation, and they sent him home with his dad, who had just been convicted of doing that shit to his brother and given probation. So he was finding these dudes, mashing them out. We got him when he went to the parole board.
Mashing them out is wild word.
Just mashing them out.
Time. And you strike him a whole bunch.
The last thing you hear on this earth is "it's clobbering time."
He had
bonk,
bonk.
He had 10 years left to do.
Yeah, it's potato time. We're mashing them out.
He had 10 years left to do. The parole board gave him back 5 years, and that put him eligible for house arrest. So he ended up, we talked to the house arrest people, let him know what he was going to be doing. He was going to be working as a recovery coach, yada, yada, yada. They let him out, and me and my wife flew out to Alaska, and I taught him how to use an iPhone because he'd been locked up for so long. He didn't know how to use an iPhone. Taught him how to make content. He's a YouTuber. He's approaching 100,000 on YouTube.
No shit.
So you did your research with this guy too. Like he didn't do like really fucked up shit. He just wanted to kill pedophiles, right?
Yeah, no, he was just hunting, bro. He has a criminal record where like petty theft.
I was say like he probably
and
had
stuff like this.
He didn't have any fucked up in his background.
No.
Like nothing gnarly.
No, nothing at all.
He
Nothing at
just
all.
went back to his childhood and was like, no, these people are going to get fucked up.
Yep. And he's doing really, really incredibly well. He works construction and does his YouTube thing and does recovery coaching.
Brandon, go.
No, you saw the smile. It's got to be very hard for you. That was my second thought.
Yes, he does have a hammer.
My first thought was it's got to be really hard as a recovery coach, where most of the time with what you say is like, look, don't go back to a life of drugs. Don't go back to the things that put you in prison. To this guy, you're like, well, you'll go back to jail.
Yeah.
He has a Bible with a hammer.
Well, he's actually
he opens it up. He's doing he's doing the John Wick in his basement with a sledgehammer
to blow
breaking up the concrete to break out the smaller hammers.
He's actually already gone back to jail since they let him out.
That's amazing.
Sorry, that was burning a hole in my brain. What was that? Sorry.
I like your friend. Your friend, we're
Sledgehammer to find a sledgehammer.
to pull out little hammers is fucking great. Your buddy's about to have a whole bunch of artworks in his way.
Yep.
The wild shit is he's already been back to jail since they let him out on house arrest for shit that he said on YouTube.
What?
Yeah, so he was out on house arrest and
Fucking Kanata shit.
well, he was maybe getting dangerously close to inciting people to violence towards on YouTube, and he needed to be reined in a little bit because legally he was getting close, and so he's straightened that out and he's readjusted his approach, and so he's doing really incredibly well now. I'm really proud of him after spending over a decade in prison and having a lifetime of trauma and shit. Like, he used his time in prison to address his traumas and to get clean and to find recovery and to, like, this dude is like, theologically, this dude has read like every religious book out there, and he's like explored and educated himself, and he's out and he's really helping his community now, and he's also reaching people on a global level through social media.
What's his major like outreach? Like what's his thing? What does he do?
So his thing is he speaks a lot on child endangerment and on how to protect your kids. And he does a lot of the same type of stories that I do. He'll do some of those stories, about, but he comes at it from a less, let's throw them in the wood chipper approach, and more like, parents, this is what you can do to try to keep your kids safe, or
right.
that type of a thing, because he definitely can't encourage wood chipper or hammer behavior. He had to get rid of some merch too that had hammers on it.
I was just going to say, because when you were talking about like, oh, he had to change his approach quite a bit, and like, yeah, just change the verbiage. You just have a t-shirt that says, hug your local, that just has a hammer below it.
Yeah, he's actually not allowed to make merch that has hammers on it.
Really?
Yeah, that's
that an official judgment?
It's kind of a thing.
Also, you
thing.
can't trace shotgun shells.
Yeah. I love how my friend who's ex-law enforcement keeps encouraging me towards firearms that I'm not allowed to own.
There's no ballistic data available because you can't trace rifling because there is none.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not encouraging anything. I'm just telling you that's objectively
true. If you're going to
true.
use rifling, make sure you wear gloves, because you're not putting your thumbprints on the fucking shells. But whatever,
This is just nuggets of wisdom. Just golden nuggets of wisdom.
I don't know what you guys do out there. Pedophiles aren't people.
I didn't even know this.
That was one of my favorite shirts that I made when I was with Convict Clothing before I jumped to Bunker.
Convict Clothing is fucking wild too.
Yeah. It's no longer in existence, but we had the aren't people shirt that was just great. I think I'm going to bring it back with Bunker.
Oh, we're best friends, buddy.
Yeah. That's something I've been saying that for long before I was on the internet. Fuck you, aren't people. In fact, I think it was something that I started saying after when I got sentenced to prison. The guy who got sentenced before me got sentenced for 2 on a minor charges, and it was 4-year-old boys, and he got 6 months in county jail and 6 months probation. I went in for stealing 3 fucking Hondas, and I got 39 months in prison. I deserved that time. I'm not bitching about the time that I got. I probably should have got more time for that, but that motherfucker should have got a shitload more time than me.
Wait, you stole a couple of cars, and you got what, 30? What did you say?
39 months. It was 3 cars.
He fucked around with 4-year-olds.
4-year-old boys.
How long did he get? 6
months in county and 6 months probation.
So the thing that I was just in Massachusetts for an event that was for a like a pro gun cause, right? Just maybe a couple of days ago, and that was one thing that I did want us to film is we had 3D printed a fin grip, because now they have the featureless thing up there too, where you can't have an AR-15 that has access to a pistol grip.
Oh yeah.
And so we had 3D printed a fin grip for it and installed it in the gun, and I need it in the video. Like I need it to where it broke the fin grip off, and I'm like, what I just did will get you more jail time in the state of Massachusetts, or can give you more jail time in the state of Massachusetts than raising a child.
Holy fuck. fucked.
Like that is to talk about how fucked our laws are. Like that's absurd,
dude. It's the idea. Even the other day, it is having a pistol AR, which means it just has the loop back, an open
the brace.
butt stock. Yeah, the brace butt stock. Putting a vertical foregrip, it's an instantly like 5-10 year felony.
10, according to the NFA, that is 10 years in prison and or $250,000 fine.
Front foregrip, just a vertical. As vertical though, if it's angled, you're fine. If it's a front vertical, instantly that, and that's where. What the fuck?
Yeah.
On those laws, dude, that's actually really good. Breaking the fin, and you're like, and you're a fucking felon.
Yeah,
instantly.
That thing that I just did that hurts nobody will get you more jail time in some states than doing that to a child, which is, to me, that is just the biggest miscalculation of justice you could possibly have.
Absolutely. It's
Why you think I got out of policing, buddy?
I'm feeling like my blood pressure in my temples right now talking about
I couldn't
Like,
stand it anymore. I keep saying like I got out of it because I made more money doing YouTube. I got out of it because I couldn't stand what the fuck people were getting charged over other people.
Yeah, so unfair.
well, and so police officers are out there doing this work, and clearly, like, they're human beings. Many of them are fathers or mothers, and they're out there doing this work because they believe in it, because they want to keep their community safe, and they are restricted by the laws that they have, but they still go out and they catch these predators, and then they see these predators get a slap on the wrist. How fucking soul crushing must that be when you had to go in and you had to see that shit actually happen, and then you see the justice system fail and let these predators back out with just a slap on the wrist? That's so fucking insulting.
It's fucking horrific, man. Because, like, I'm in the fortunate position where I am right now, like, or back in the day where I'm a good storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went the YouTube route, and I was able to make a career off of that. But, like, there's so many police officers to see the same thing like you're talking about. It's just soul-crushing shit. And they have to see that every fucking day, and there's nothing they can do about it.
That's why you got to give shouts out to guys like Collazo or guys like Rich, Angry Cops, who, the shit he has to deal with on the day to day, just in his job, that I think very clearly mentally affects him. Like
as the SVU,
as a person,
bro, like, SVU is fucking crazy,
but he
doesn't have to do it. Like, financially, he doesn't have to be there. He does that because he fucking gives a shit, bro. And then he has the media come after him because he gives a shit, and he's trying to fucking make his community safer, and he's trying to get justice for victims. He could literally just fucking do his fucking YouTube and probably make more money than he's making right now. But he chooses to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So my sister, she's a child crimes investigator, and I wanted to get her out of doing that. And so she worked with me for a while, and I paid her more than she was making as a child crimes investigator. And she had to go back to like helping kids after like she left my company and went back to helping kids after that, because she just like had to help the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she's one of the type of people, like she does this stuff where she acts like she's a like little girl.
Yeah.
Like she uses the filters and stuff to look like a 13-year-old girl to catch these predators. And she worked with me for a while, and then she went back to that just to keep catching child predators.
Yeah. Like, I have a lot of friends that are doing that, and I would really, really fucking like to do some catches. I would really like to do some catches somewhere where they actually give enough of a shit. Like I did it with Chris Hansen in the Blount County Sheriff's Office, and the things that they have set up in Alabama with God, what is that law? I'm sure you know the law. It's the law where they don't let people out on bond. It's named after Anaya's law. They have Anaya's law. So by the time they show up, they've already got them fucked. Just them showing up, they don't even have to come into the house. They're already going to get arrested. They're going to get charged. They already know exactly what their charges are going to be. They're going to face about 15 years. They're not going to get out on bond because they're going to Anaya's law them. And the way that the Blount County Sheriff's Office had it set up was it was beautiful. And Hansen does his thing. My friend who runs the X5 podcast, Charlie Reese, he's a country musician, and he donates a lot of money to the sheriff's department to be able to fund it so that they can do these things that they don't have funds for, because it's a tiny sheriff's department in a big county.
Yeah.
And like he got him a Belgian Malinois, this fur missile that's just fucking savage. I was like, oh, the dog. And they're like, don't go near that thing. That is not a dog. That is a fucking weapon. Because I'm retarded and I like dogs, bro. Like I like all dogs. And I'm convinced that every dog will like me, not this dog.
I'll use a light voice and it will fall in love with
We
you.
almost got to see this dog take flight on a bro. Like this dude, like it was just because it was raining and they didn't have the dog quite ready yet. But this dude shows up. Of course he's a high school gym teacher, because of fucking course he is, trying to meet up with a 15-year-old. And he shows up at the house. Chris walks out and he goes running out, makes it to his car. They did a high-speed chase, got his ass. He had 2 pistols on him.
Oh, shit.
He had a pistol on him to meet up with a 15-year-old girl to fuck her for money. And he's a high school gym teacher.
Was it one of his students?
It was not one of his students. It was a bait thing where they had somebody that was over 18 pretending to be 15. Now, while I was there, it was 2 days and they got 6 of these dudes. 3 of these dudes that came armed with guns. One pulled the gun out of his waistband. They didn't even know he had it. Here's the counter. Chris Hansen's right here. He pulls it out and puts it down on the counter, and the cops were about to tackle him before he put it down. They thought they were going to shoot. They thought he was going to shoot Chris Hansen. Chris Hansen barely flinched, man. That dude is ice cold. He's ice cold with it, bro. Like, and then when you get in the car with him after these super high adrenaline busts and stuff, he puts on Tom Petty and drums on the steering wheel as he drives, and he's just super calm. Like, dude's a fucking G for
So
that
like
shit.
the first time you met him, did he ever say, have a seat right here, JD?
No, actually,
JD, it's really good to talk to you. Have a
Actually,
seat.
I mean,
Have a seat. And you're like, what the fuck did I do? What the fuck?
no, it was kind of like with Rich. The first time I met him, he was kind of chill, kind of chill. Rich could have cavity searched me. I kind of regret that he didn't, but maybe under different circumstances.
We'll always have Paris.
No, I'd been on his podcast a couple times before I flew out there to go do that. He's super chill. He's actually working on, I know that you covered the Schlepp Roblox situation.
Yes, sir.
Which, thank you so much for granting your voice to that and putting more voice to that, man, because that situation is so fucked. Schlepp's working with Chris on this thing. I had Schlepp and Ruben Sim on. Roblox actually, Ruben Sim was exposing how many predators were on there. They tried to sue him for $1.6 million. He's a YouTuber, a youngster with over 1 million followers. And he was just talking about like, hey, we need to stop. There's a lot of predators on this. And they're like, yeah, we're suing you. But he whooped their ass in court. So yeah, it was really cool. And the Blount County Sheriff's Office were so professional and so cool with it. We spent 2 days doing that with them. And that was an amazing thing. I think it would be really fucking cool to have a predator catcher pepper box show. I'm just saying, I think it would be fucking great.
Can I talk about Roblox for a minute?
Yes, please.
You're okay with me talking about this?
Yeah,
I
go
don't
for
want
it.
to get sued by him, but
Fuck it.
if you have a room, like, because Roblox is divided into rooms where like multiple, like children can go into those rooms.
Servers.
Yeah, like servers. They're servers. If you can go into these rooms, and there's obviously like CP stuff going in there, how can the fucking people that own this platform not go in for 3 seconds and just delete all these rooms and ban everyone in there?
They can, but they'll lose money.
That's what's fucking.
They
That's what I'm
can,
saying.
but they'll
Like-
lose. And I don't care. Sue me, motherfucker. I've been talking cash shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll win. Just like Ruben
talking
Sims
cash
pumped your
shit.
bitch ass. So they have rooms. Some of these rooms like escape to Epstein Island.
Yeah.
And the cover for this is a screaming child running from Jeffrey fucking Epstein or Diddy Party Simulator.
So like when you
Or-
get in
or-
the server, like what is the? Is there like actual sexual content in the?
They're actually
I'm totally behind on
there
this.
are
So I'm
actual
way out.
adults having simulated sex with kids in here. And also,
Yeah, well, a
to
lot
get new stuff in there, you spend. They have their own currency, Roblox.
John knows all about the fucking.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of money on Robux for my fucking kids, and that's part of why I'm so pissed off about this, because there are people out there, who are offering kids actively, openly, holding like their sign above their head is signaling that they'll give you Robux to meet them on Snap and give them pictures, nudes. So they're buying child with their currency, and then these kids are getting sextorted, where they're telling them, hey, I have this picture of you and what you did is illegal, and I'll report you to the police unless you give me more images of you. And didn't you say you have a younger sister? And they'll sextort them into doing other shit with siblings or the household pet. Shit like that is happening on a daily basis. Kids are getting kidnapped and killed off of Roblox. And they are an $89 billion corporation that is prioritizing their profit margins over the safety of the children they sell their product to.
Is there any way for this company to have like IP addresses and whatnot of the users? Like, if someone was to do some exploration in the actual, like the back channels of the company, like, do they have the information of these people that are performing these actions? Or
100%.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they would.
Absolutely.
But
why the fuck aren't we doing
the
that?
ones that I was exploring in the video that I did, they were like, it's a public bathroom
simulator.
Yeah, public bathroom simulator. And there were so many of those rooms where it's like public bathrooms, where it's like, that's where you're going to, like, if
did you go into them?
No,
like,
I didn't go into them. I was just exploring Schlepp's things that he was doing. And like, there are so many public bathroom simulators, which is where you would find a vulnerable child. And they have those simulators all over Roblox. And all Roblox has to do is go in and just delete them.
There's club simulators where there's private rooms with beds. There's so much sick shit going on inside of Roblox. And instead of addressing it, they're banning people who are exposing it, like Schlepp and Ruben Sim. And they're suing them, or since it didn't work with Ruben Sim, they sent Schlepp a cease and desist order instead.
For what? On what grounds?
He was catching off of their platform, and they made they changed their terms of service and put in a vigilante clause, no vigilante clause.
They said he was revealing personal information, which I don't think he was doing that. He was just showing what was happening on the platform.
The sheer fact they put in a vigilante clause is wild.
Yeah, that's how they addressed it.
No, this is illegal.
They don't have a no clause, but they have a no vigilante clause.
Yeah, Eli, think about it. We start a gaming platform and we figure out there's on our gaming platform. What would we do?
Just ban them? Announce it.
Yeah. Announce it, ban them, like show them to the public. Yeah. Like this is what's happening. They don't. They just don't do it. They go after the people like like Schlepp and people like that.
Schlepp grew up playing Roblox, and at 12 years old, he was groomed by someone on it. So that's why it's his passion. And he went on to work with Alex Rawson, and he did some of his busts with Gideon, and they're attacking him for getting 6 dudes off of their app arrested and charged for what they were doing to children. And they're going after Schlepp. It's insanity.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Especially if that's your product.
Well, now the state of Louisiana, the attorney general of the state of Louisiana is suing them.
Good.
Representative Ro Khanna is trying to get Congress to act on this, which
what are they trying to do?
Ro, man. Like, I know that I don't agree with Ro on a lot of shit, but the shit I agree with Ro on is I agree with him. He wanted the Epstein shit revealed. He wants Roblox shut the fuck down. Like, you know, I mean,
what exactly? What specific things are they pushing for?
Just really quick, when you have under 13, approximately 39.7 million daily active users under that age.
I think the one that I read was every child under 16 in the United States, half of them are playing Roblox right now.
I mean, when you're looking at that number, that is a a staggering number for active users. 49 million is.
Well, and also like
39 million. It's fucking wild.
like it's a fun thing to play. It's really cool, but like, how can you not go in like Schlepp and those guys did and see, okay, this room is fucked. Why can't we ban them? And they're just not doing that shit.
I forget the name of the YouTuber, but he's got like 13.3 million, and he's built his whole channel off of, he's a Roblox player, and it's his whole thing. He's been doing it for years, and he just quit. He actually gets paid by Roblox to be a player, and he just quit. And he did a video where he showed people, I'm going to go in with a fresh account, and I'm going to show you how long it takes to see something inappropriate for children. Within 10 seconds of starting a fresh account, he saw a fucking penis.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
He's
about.
got the
kid that
the
has
beanie and the hair. It's not a phase, Dad. Yeah.
No shit.
But props to him, because he's got over 13 million followers or subs on YouTube, and he just gave up what his whole genre is.
Yeah, like blew his money right there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think that like people that follow him should follow him wherever the fuck he goes and whatever the fuck he does, just off the integrity of going, you know what? I'm standing with child safety here.
That's wild. Also a fucking problem when it's to that degree. That is a massive issue.
Well, so last year, the FBI released a study saying that Roblox is the #1 child safety issue in the country. But who the fuck has done anything about it since then?
Nothing.
Only predator catchers are doing anything about it. And the predator catchers are getting fucking attacked by Roblox and
getting sued by them.
Yeah. Imagine going up.
And they're $1 billion enterprise.
Ruben Sim is just a dude with like 1.1 million on YouTube, bro. And he went up against a $89 billion corporation in court and won. How bad does that have to be for you to go up against an $89 billion corporation and all their lawyers, and they're like, no, we're siding with him. Like, that's crazy. And no media coverage. Media silence.
Zero media.
Dude, I just want to see Gladiator shit return.
Yeah, bro. Like, hey, could we get Luigi Mangione out for just a minute? He just got one last thing to do real quick.
I just want to see those motherfuckers go up against like people that have been in there for life. Like lifers go up against those dudes.
Yeah.
It's large cats from
the like
large cats, yeah, like lions. This is make it fun.
Yeah.
You just have Trump at the very top, just like.
Oh fuck, man.
Are you not entertained?
You just triggered a lot of people, dog.
I think on that note, Cody, we can move to the after show.
Head out.
On that note.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining the Unsubscribed show today. We were joined by Eli Doubletap, JD Delay, Brandon Herrera, myself, Donut Operator. We're going to be on Patreon. We're going to be doing the after show here soon. Where can we find you at, JD?
You guys can find me YouTube, JD Delay 5150. Currently banned on my 1.7 million TikTok account, but I have my backup. JD Delay 1017. It's my 8th ban. It's fine. They'll give it back. They're just fucking with me because I won't stop talking about putting and wood chippers. They'll give it back and they'll ban me again. It'll be fine.
Till the next time you threaten the Three Gorges Dam, then they'll ban you again.
Yeah, it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. And hopefully you can find me again on the Unsubscribe podcast at some point in the near future.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you, man. It's good to actually be on a show with you now.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Well, fuck yeah.
I'm really stoked that the four of us got to sit down. This was cool.
We did it. We fucking did it.
Sorry
boys.
we stepped into some heavy topics and
No,
everything. I hope it's okay.
We should kill them all.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to is they all need to fucking die.